Hey guys, welcome back to the Runway podcast. I am your host, Tina Matansela, and welcome back to another episode. Listen, since Hambalagoba 15, 16, 17, we've been doing quite a lot, okay? The girl is working. The point is, welcome back to a new episode of the Runway podcast, guys. Thank you so much for, all the support since we started this podcast, man. I can't thank you enough. It's been, we've received such amazing feedback, and thank you for sharing it. Thank you for just being a part of this growing community and our growing family. Today, I'm sitting with another amazing guest. Niazi, I don't just say that by now, it's when I say an amazing guest. We're sitting with Bonko Khoza, full name Bonko Khoza. Yes,
Hello.
Yeah, and once again, we want to, just talk about who Bonko is. We're going to go into, in fact, I don't even want to kind of introduce you and kind of do that long introduction. I want us to get into the conversation so people can just get to know who you are,
Yeah.
But welcome, Bonko.
Thank you, Tina.
I freestyle my introduction, yes. Because was that
perfect.
good?
Yeah, perfect. Do you rehearse that or?
No. It's off the top. I want to be real. I want to keep things fresh, man.
That's
I don't want to
perfect.
recite, something, and then every time you go to the show, that's what you can get now.
Yeah.
Like, we switch it up whenever we can.
No,
Anyway, so thank you for honoring this appointment, this invite.
Thank you for having me.
You've done phenomenally well, as everybody
you.
knows. And for you to then kind of agree to sit some time and talk to us, that's quite an honor on our side. So,
Hey.
Siyabonga for seeing us and
You're welcome.
showing up.
Yeah, the pleasure's all mine.
Yeah.
The honor is all mine. We go back. You supported me at the beginning of this whole thing. So I also believe the people make me. So any chance I get to connect with the people, and these podcasts and interviews are one way to kind of get one message and spread it across an audience. So I'm grateful to be here, really.
Yeah. Thank you. So last time I saw you, and we're just talking about it now, it's been about 2 years, which is absolutely crazy. I can't believe how time has flown by, passed by.
Flang.
Something. And 2 years later, how do you feel? You, I talked to you in the middle of a very, very busy production, either Wife, that's on Showmax. It's still on Showmax. It's on season 3 now.
Yeah.
And you were in the middle of that, literally. Yeah. So, being say LXFM, you left studio and everybody went bonko.
Bonkers.
Everybody went bonkers. They were like, oh my God. And I was just standing like, okay, crazy. So, how do you feel now?
Now, I'm a lot more relaxed into what I do.
Yeah.
I used to be before fame, I think, or before success, everyone's really chasing it, right?
Yeah.
And you're chasing this validation, this idea of like, can I do this thing? Am I doing it right? And we're always in front of casting directors or other people who have to validate you first. So with the journey that I've spent the past 2 years, I feel more at ease about what I'm doing, and I'm beginning to work more from a place of curiosity as opposed to validation.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Because
I think, as far as validation goes, I got a ton of it.
You got a ton of it. All corners,
I got a lot. So
that's so interesting the way you said it. Yeah.
So for me now, it's just about like letting go of like trying and just resting in this gift I have and exploring like what else I can do with it.
Yeah.
How can I touch more people with what I have? Because it's a gift,
Yeah.
And I really want to share it with everybody.
Yeah.
I really want people to be moved by what I do, or at least experience something from what I do. So now it's just about exploring that. That's why I'm like, it's about the curiosity now. It's about like, where can I take it? Where can I go? You know, what else can we do with
What
it?
else can we do?
Yeah.
When did you know that, actually, I've got a gift?
Man, I've always been about me, you know. I've always been different, you know. So it's always been like a black sheep kind of syndrome where you're like, hey, you know.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my siblings are academics and my parents are like academics as well, kind of, you know. So I've always been just the creative in the house. So that always showed me like an identity, kind of like, okay, you're different to, let's say, your household.
Yeah.
And then we went to school, it's like, okay, you're different from like the people at school.
Wow.
Until I went to NSA, where I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, now I...
You know, then you're not
feel
so
normal.
cool. Yeah. Or like you're not so cool. You know, there's a guy cooler than you.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I used to draw when I was a kid, right? So that was the first sign of like a talent.
Yeah.
Or let me just say something where a bunch of people go around and go, yo, you're good. You know, it was drawing.
It was drawing. Wow.
And then I used to draw. Then I used to rap. You know? So there was always like, yo, you rap good.
Oh, were you? Okay.
You know.
Okay.
And then, so I've had these small and things where it's like, I'm good at them.
Good at them.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So
okay.
whether you call those a gift or what, but you know, but obviously when I got to art school, I went from like the best at a normal school to like the shittiest at an art school.
Oh yeah.
But obviously you're among people you inspire to be like. I mean, before being like the only person who can draw in the grade.
Yeah.
to being in a class of artists.
Yeah.
Right? So now the whole classroom, everyone can draw. Everyone is in the school because they can draw.
Yeah.
They auditioned with drawings to be in the school. So like, no one's here by luck. And then the rap thing was like, rap, you know, ciphers, go battle people, we go East Gate, we come back, go to South Gate, we go to the Glen, Fridays, they knew us, you know. And I used to kind of represent the South at the time.
Oh, wow.
You know.
What is your rap name at the time?
Cosmo.
Cosmo. Okay.
So, Cosmo is from... It's Tarazolo Sagitu Mkatini. Mkatini is the stars. So, it's Cosmo.
The Cosmo.
Yeah. That's a bar right there,
Now
bro.
look, you were deep from
Keep
that
playing,
age. I'm
bro.
thinking
That's
you were
a bar.
so deep. From that age, was so deep. That's nice. That's nice. I like the thread of consistency.
Right.
Of you not just doing something, of doing something really good.
Sure.
I like that thread of like.
Yeah.
You're not just a person who does things. I mean, obviously you're exploring, whatever, you're growing up, but you're not just average. You like, I'm going to do something, I'm going to do really well, you know.
I try my best. I think it's also...
So that's not intentional.
Let me tell you what it is, right? I think it's more of a self-awareness of the things I suck at. So I'm quick to know when I suck at something. And then I just don't do it.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I can't sing, bro. I can't dance. I can't play soccer. Like, I can name you things that I don't do.
Okay.
So it's the, you know, the exclusion of those things that leave you with a bunch of things that you feel like, okay, cool. And obviously the small little validations here and there. Like, you know, when someone tells you you're good at something or like, yo, that's dope.
Yeah.
You'd rather do that than do something you...
Where nobody tells you, or they tell you opposite.
Or they tell you suck at it. I remember I played soccer, dude, and like, we used to play for Robert Chimkele's down the road by my house, and like, my dad finally came to a soccer match, and I think I was like a defender, and I just remember him yelling at me like, offside! Offside! It's like,
you're not doing it right.
So I knew from then, I was like, nah, I don't want to see my dad like that.
Yeah.
He's just like, this guy, you're offside trap. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? So I knew from then.
That is That's crazy.
Yeah, like I just.
So you knew, but then it's great that you have that mentality. You quickly realize,
I hear you.
and prove it.
Yeah.
And seek more validation in things we know that we're not good at, but somehow there's the sense of like I still want to see if I can get validation this way. No, it's not.
Which I say, babe.
And it's not working. I say, it's not make sure, but you still want to go in that direction. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to your self-awareness. Uguti, where does that come from? Where, because I it's not everybody, like I'm saying, who would like rest in the one thing and then pursue what they now know they are good at and something that they would succeed in.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's being a black sheep, being the one of something in a space.
You don't think it's got to do with parenting as well?
Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think my parents and I struggled for a bit because they had 2 for 2 of like,
Yeah.
Then comes this third one,
Yeah.
But I mean, I do commend their self-awareness of like, I mean, I didn't have parents who pushed me all the way. Like, I mean, by the time I went to, I would say around grade, so I went to an Afrikaans school. I played rugby as well, right? So I had a rugby scholarship at the school in the south.
Okay.
And
so you didn't suck at that then?
No, I didn't suck at that.
Okay.
I didn't suck at that. But also it was like, I wanted to go to NSA from grade 8, but my parents were like, nah, dude.
Oh, they had their own...
You want us to go from not paying to paying, like, that's crazy. Then, so grade 8 and 9 were like these kind of like scholarship years. And then I watched that nigga get really hurt. I was like, this rugby ain't for me, bro. Like, if that nigga, and he was like a grade 10 doing like playing first team, like being very ambitious, and it was bad. But then luckily, one of the teachers in grade 9, like one of my teachers called my mom, right? And she's like, you gotta get this nigga out of here, right? So I think she even called my mom to the school.
Wow, okay.
And she was like, her name was Mrs. AJ, I'll never forget her. And she's no longer with us, God rest her soul. She called my mom to the school. She's like, you gotta get this boy out of here. My mom's like, why? Is he up to his shit again? She's like, nah. She showed him like a science drawing. No, you're drawing like worms and you have to dissect them, and you show like.
Yeah.
She's like, this is a masterpiece.
Oh.
She's like, this is a science class. This nigga handed in a masterpiece.
Wow.
And I used to draw on the desk, and she showed him like, he sits. That's where he sits.
That's
bro.
where he sits.
Look at all the shit on the desk. She's like, take this kid to an art school. I mean, Miss AJ, I love you.
Wow.
That was amazing, bro. And that's what really convinced my parents.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what turned my parents into being like,
okay. Maybe let's support him.
Since they don't want him at that school.
Yeah.
That was the turning point for them. But for me, it was like, we had that struggle of like, yo.
Yeah, we want you to do certain things, which is the typical. If you're being honest,
Which
it's a
is
typical
fair.
black parent home. Because now I remember very well. My parents are academics, honors, masters, and then you're like, I just want to go do radio.
Yeah.
Now they're like, canteen. Like, and the thing is, I got accepted at UJ.
Yeah.
But I opted then to go to Boston Media House.
Right.
Because I was just like, then they're like, nah, like, what is wrong with you?
Right.
Because even from grade 9, you're groomed with my subject, science.
Yeah. From the school system, right?
From the school system, they're like maths and science. You're doing proper maths and proper science. And then I flunked it.
Yeah.
So that was the first time. But I'm just saying, it's a typical, like, you grow up, and my parents also have a certain preconceived idea of who they want you to be.
Yeah.
Do you think if you pursued the art earlier, who would you be? Had you just had parents that are like, my child, go crazy. They don't have these preconceived ideas. They like, just go, just be you.
So if we separate if we separate like the practical and the, what can I say, the spiritual, emotional, right? Like the visceral work. The art and stuff was just practical. I really think my journey gave me like spiritual growth. Because if I got what I wanted when I wanted it, I would not be grateful for the way I have it now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have wanted to.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want to change my story. But like, I think it worked out perfectly that I was denied it for so long. I had to show and prove how much I want this thing. And it was bad, dude. It was bad. By the time my parents sent me to NSA, it was like, I mean, I'd gone through like this whole racist era at an Afrikaans school, rugby, you know, this identity of like a token black guy. Then you suddenly like amongst other black guys. And then there's that whole thing you have to interrogate now to be like, oh, fuck, I'm a coconut, you know. Like from not having black friends.
Oh, my.
Right?
Okay.
To going to a school where it's like, now there's black girls, now you're trying to explore this. You know, and I think half of those things made me
Who you are.
you know.
Wow.
I think I would be a spoiled motherfucker if I got what I wanted when I wanted
when
it.
you wanted it and you, yeah.
Because the talent never goes away. So I think God was really like, you're not gonna ever
Just get it.
yeah, and you're not gonna become less talented. Like the talent He's deposited in me is, if anything, will grow. So He's like, just go learn other things. Learn other parts of life. Because the talent's not going to go away. Clearly the talent's not going
It's
anywhere.
not going to go, right?
You know what I mean? So I'm grateful for my detours and, you know, all the things I had to go through. And even with my parents, I think the understanding we have now, if I didn't get to that place, that kind of rock bottom where I'm like, please, I'll do anything. You know, it would have felt cheap in a way. Not to say anything's wrong with the guys that went to NSA grade 8 and whatever, but I think for me, it had to go.
For your journey,
it had to work out that way.
I'm relating so much to that. Oh my God, you have no idea the gems you just dropped. Because it just the struggle is spiritual. It's not. I don't know. I feel like Nkulunkulu's got a sense of humor in some way.
It does,
like
right?
Something just dawned on me. It's actually, for us to get to where we want to go to, we need to struggle a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that's the grooming, that's the shaping process. And look at you now.
Yeah, man.
You made it. You got money now. You're a woman king now.
Hey, I mean, it's still all blessings for me.
It unfolded in a, I don't know.
Yeah, man.
In a greater way, in a more deeper way. Because now you're rooted.
Yeah.
And I can see that you take that very seriously, the family side of things. You've got your wife,
Yeah.
your beautiful wife.
Yeah.
You are very grounded. And that's like your anchor. You've got an anchor.
Yeah.
You know, I'll peel in as umuntu who's just like,
Right.
you've,
Yeah, man, it's been crazy. Like, I think everything that God did was so I can value the most important time. I think when you're in high school, like, yeah, dude, you're still a kid. You're under someone's care. Like, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So I think the time that does matter for me, which is now, you know, with my family and, you know, trying to be a man, a husband, God was preparing me for this.
Yeah. And I want to talk a little bit about, okay. No, this conversation is deep, and I'm loving it. I'm loving the way that it's going. So that I don't know. I always want to bring it back to, you know, people who can. I mean, we like to put people on a pedestal. Let's just be honest.
Right.
You know, we see someone doing well, and we just kind of we tend to idolize people in a weird or whatever way.
Sure.
We just like, this one, yabona. But now it's interesting to know from your perspective and Ish, angazi, what shaped you, man? Like, I just want to keep on that point because I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
It just dawned on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm still on that journey, man. I feel like
it.
I haven't blossomed.
Yeah.
And I feel like by the time I blossom, it will make sense.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Man, dude, like,
Wow.
you just
Crazy.
think about it. This is you, bro.
Yeah.
You know, you've got your idea printed on a thing here. You've got a team of people behind us. People might not see this, but there's a team of people here to support you and your vision.
Yeah.
It's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening. This is it.
This is it.
This is the train. Like, you're on it right now. I mean, I'm also like, what more do I need?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
What more is gonna come now?
What? Yeah.
You know, I've had my own idols, bro. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, telling me, you know,
Yeah.
just telling me nice things about me, about my work. Not me. They don't probably know me, but
How about your work?
About my
what
work.
things that you've done?
and I'm
yeah.
like, you're talking about that shit I had in my head. You're talking about that idea that I had. You dig it?
Yeah.
You, the guy I grew up watching. I mean, I met Leratam Velasi the other years ago, but we've worked together. She become close friends, and I laugh. I'm like, hey, hold my face.
I
Like,
was watching you.
grade 10, grade 9, I'm watching you. And now we're friends.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the train, dude.
This is the
There's
train.
no other train that's coming.
Yeah. Because now, where are you? Because obviously we have to still, we can't be comfortable as well.
Sure.
Because now there's this thing of maintaining.
Right.
We need to now maintain.
Right.
You know, you can't be a hero one day and then 2 years down the line, you've turned into Mntesngamazi.
Yeah.
Now it becomes important. How do you maintain? What fish are you trying now fry? Do you have prospects to go now the other side in the US to make big box office movies? To now, you know, yeah.
So, you know, that for me comes from when I hear questions like that. They still make me, they make me think of the rat race, right? It makes me feel 16 again.
Okay.
So let me break it down. What we just spoke about was that God put something in you a long time ago. You know, Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
Like, just because the value is what it is today.
Yeah.
Bitcoin was 5 Rand at a stage, bro. 14 Rand. Just because you don't know the value, it doesn't deplete the value. So God gave you a Bitcoin. Then he said, chill out, let's go learn life. We've got, I don't know who makes the value of Bitcoin go up, dude, but it goes up on its own, right? Like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is to you, there's a rat race and then there's life. And life for me is life for my family, being a good person. I'm a recovering addict. I'm trying to be a good person. I'm trying to be good with God. What God made has got nothing to do with me. I didn't want to be on the wife. The wife came to me. I didn't want to win a SAFTA. The SAFTA came to me. There's nothing that I can do, really, honestly. Be honest. There's nothing you can do with your physical power that will override what God is already doing. So it's up to you now to say, shit, instead of trying, I'm going to just align. I'm going to ride this wave and do what I can. And what I can do is provide for my family, be with my wife, spend time, hang out with my nephew. Like, those are the things that I can do in life.
Yeah.
But as to going overseas, getting those things are out of my hands, dog. You know, I can go to class, work on my talent, go to the gym, but the call has to come from somewhere else to me. The call has to come from someone else.
But what about knocking doors? What about like
Bro, you're gonna...
vula umnyango evaliwe?
Why? Because if...
Do you meditate?
Yes.
Do you manifest? Do you have like visual?
I do. I mean, there is a quality of life that I aspire to have. But it's got nothing to do with things that are outside of my power. And I feel the less me and God are competing to do things, the more he does for me, right? And the more credit I give him for things, I feel the more things he has credit for. So there's no way I'm gonna walk around and say, I got myself this after, I got onto the wife, I did this and that. Hell no, bro. I was a nobody. You know?
Wow.
But I know who did. I know who made that work for me. So now we're looking at this like, okay, if I'm not gonna spend my energy trying to mimic you, Lord, I'm gonna praise you.
I'm gonna praise
I'm
you.
gonna say, yo, I'm gonna give you all the credit and trust that you're gonna do it again. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna spend time with my family.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'll go to the gym. I'll work on my body in case the call does come. You know, I'll work on keep my skin good when the call comes.
No way.
But I'm not gonna make the call come. I'll manifest. I can't, bro. All I have to do is realize that this Bitcoin has been there way before.
Way before.
Way before. While you were a baby, your mom was cradling you. She didn't know she's cradling a future. Do you understand? That's when he knew. Now you're going to jump in the story and try edit the story and make it go your way.
And it never works. Yes, it never works. You get burnt, you get exhausted, you are tired. Yes, we were this morning about just doing something you love. You know, we're talking about just like, it's so nice to do something that you love. Like, like, there's something that you're really happy to do.
Yeah.
It's so powerful.
Yeah.
And that gets you, like you do it to your best of your ability. It opens up more doors because the work is there. You know what I mean? It speaks for itself. Opportunities come, they meet you along the way. Alignment, you just have to choose. It's okay. There's some, you know. Then it's just, oh man.
It works for you.
It works for you.
Yeah, I mean, God is always working. You can't for a second think that in your anxiety is He's absent. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
It's for me. I've you know, I'm like saved, born again, whatever you want to call it. And I think, I hope other Christians will agree with me, but I think it is a knowing of Christ and His power. Like, I used to understand it, and I used to I see. Like, I know for sure.
You
bro.
know for sure.
I know for sure that God is with me. He will not let the Bitcoin go to waste.
Yeah.
I will let the Bitcoin go to waste. I can get, but him?
Nah.
This acting thing saved me, bro. Saved me, like.
Okay, you spoke about addiction as well. Are you a recovering drug addict?
Yeah.
From what?
Like I would say from a lifestyle that was unhealthy. You know, I used to be part of like a music scene, and we used to play drum and bass, and and we got involved in, it's alcohol and drugs and partying all night until you're not partying anymore, you're just doing the drugs, and acting saved me, dude. I did Necktie Youth, which was kind of a guy in that world. Which is why kind of Sibs, I think, casted me, because Sibs and I met at a party where I was performing. You know, he was in the crowd and he messaged me. Crazy, right? So I was performing at Town Hall here in Newtown, and then he tags me in a post the next day. He's like, man, I've never seen the coolest nigga like this. This guy's da-da-da.
Yeah.
Then I replied, I'm like, yo, man, thanks for that. And he says, dude, we want to hang out and whatever, and we hang out, and then we just kind of became friends. You know what I mean? And then it just became, like the movies and dude, like it's very toxic if you don't know what you're doing.
You don't know, yeah.
And then Necktie Youth came. It saved me, dude. It saved me because I was that guy, and that guy killed himself. So I could bury all my all my crap with him when he dies. Be like, take this with you, nigga. Take all my shit with you too, bro. You know? Which was great. And then every time, dude, like where I feel like I'm in a place now where like the less I try control things, the better things go for me. Because before, like I'd always try to do like what you're saying. So like your question makes me
the
go
knocking
back.
on the doors.
Yeah, it makes me go back to that nigga that I was.
Yeah.
That wasn't at peace. And that's what I'm saying at the beginning, that like my journey now is really not for validation, dude. My journey is like to just explore this gift I have, whether it keeps me in the game, whether it takes me out the game. I just want to be honest with what I have. That's it. Like tomorrow, dude, I could get into computer IT and hit the lotto. You know? Who knows? But for now, while I'm still here, and prospects and people around who want to work with me, I'll keep that polished. But like as to the quality of life that I want to have, sure, you know, I don't want to be broke. You know, I want to provide for my wife. I want to make sure my wife is living nice. You know, I want to live in a nice place. And that's what just motivates me, I guess. The quality of life that I want to have. I want to make my parents proud. I mean, that's what everyone wants to do. I want to give my mom a young 1,000, a young e-wallet there, whatever. Those are that's got nothing to do with acting. You know,
just when that's the quality of life. I like that. I like that word. Alrighty, so with all that said and done, we've had a very amazing conversation. How do you feel about it?
It was fun.
It was,
yes.
It's crazy. Okay, so why did you leave the wife?
The clickbait question, right?
Yeah, like honestly, no.
Look, that question is tricky because it doesn't involve just myself, right? There are, I would say, the employers that weren't happy with the decision. But I'll get down to the fundamental reason. For me, it's alignment. Like, I used to be... Also, we never change, right? People never change.
Okay.
I remember growing up, my dad used to say, a cat that drinks milk from different bowls never gets full.
Okay.
Right? This was him speaking to my lack of commitment, I guess. Or my ADD-ness, you know, my all over the place-ness, because nigga used to rap, nigga used to draw, now nigga's this, nigga's that, he is great, this, you know. Now he's a break dancer. I mean, can you imagine me? Can you imagine me when I was a kid, bro?
My gosh,
all over the place. And my dad used to be like, bruh, just focus on something. And part of the reason why it was so hard to leave the first high school I was at was because of that, right? They were like, nah, this nigga's doing this thing again. But you're not going to do it with school, you know? You're going to finish. There's something you must start and you must finish. So let's talk about one thing. Number one, I've never really started and finished things. I got a short attention span, bro.
Okay, I'm not laughing.
That's facts.
Yeah.
That's facts.
Okay.
You know, I got a very short attention span. In fact, this podcast is done right now, even, right?
So we move on to the next one, man.
Done. Where's the next guy? So that's one. That's when I reflected back, I was like, shit, you just did what you always do. Right? But now let me go in. It was a matter of alignment. I had committed so much to that man, Mkhede, that we were boys. Where half the time it wouldn't even be me acting. I feel like I was a man possessed, bro. You know, what do you call it? Bipolar? Schizophrenia? Like, I would watch him.
You would, yeah.
I would watch him.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
That's how crazy it was. I would sit back and watch him do his thing. So, the problem is now is that you have a real person living in a created world, and the powers that be that create this world don't necessarily honor the people living in it, but the people watching it. Right? So now, let me give you, if I give an example, that's like, yazi umuntu ovukela umoya. You understand? You need a certain space for that person.
Yeah.
You understand?
To flourish,
Yeah. To for whatever's happening to them
Yes.
to happen and finish.
Yes.
But then you can't expect someone avukela umoya bese niyaza niyabukela nidla ama popcorn. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's the world in which my character was expected to live in stopped becoming realistic for the character to be in. And then with every page you turn, you lose more and more of the character. So my job is to honor Umqhele fucking Zulu, the human being, right?
Oh.
So the more now he becomes a character that you play with, like, let him do this, let him do that, let him do that.
Yeah.
For me, it becomes, okay, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think it's the circuit maybe of a telenovela where it's like, masi 5 kanje. It's not realistic. But I'm working from a realistic place. You know? I've met a human being who has issues, works through them, maybe has a sense of redemption, like every other human being.
Yeah.
Or let him go to fucking jail. If he can't get better, let him go to jail. Why keep him in the same situation where he's not gonna... Where's the reality in that? You know? Gonna is evil forever. Are you kidding me? Forever?
Yeah.
That's a bit
I
weird.
get you.
That's a bit weird.
I do.
Akunala maybe uyasola kancane.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Ngisho
Nebeza, nyana, and then...
neviki. Viki nyana ukuthi hayi nithi nabonyawo be.
Uba
naleyo ukuthi kancane lelo viki tishi. Hayi agezi izitsha ayenzeni aphunyuke ke ah. Manje yabona ukuthi hayi la siyadlalisa. Uthi asesadlalisa.
But don't you think it was because you were that good, man?
I don't know, bro.
Okay, I'm understanding exactly what you're saying. Because now, Tina, we're watching. We are the viewers. We are quite entertained. We are also carried away.
Yeah.
If I'm being really honest, with the Simkele character, we carried away. Like we carried away. I don't know. I have another better way to describe it. Like, we are so carried away, but we don't realize that on the other side, there's things that need to happen for you to be able now as Bonkosi to flourish as well.
Yeah. I mean, Bonkosi aside, I'm just the artist, bro. I'm just the painter. But if you're asking me to paint with the color red
the whole time,
the whole day,
that
gets a bit weird, right?
Okay.
It's like, do this forever. Even when you go to McDonald's, you must talk like this, walk like this. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, man wakes up. He has to wake up, right? Decide on his day. There must be something that impazamisayo that makes him do this thing.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
That's what human beings are. We don't wake up every day and, you know, maybe if I have a vendetta, yes, then I can wake up angry. But no one really wakes up angry. You know what I mean? No one. Sure, maybe there are those people with anger management, but you can still create a space where that guy's happy. That's jabliseka.
Yeah.
When umuntu angajabliseki isilwane mos. Yeah. And I mean, bengafuna ukudlala isilwane. The power what I did with Umqhele I knew the whole season 1. I knew where it was going. I deliberately charmed the audience. Busi,
So that when he does the bad things,
even the volume.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So,
but I was redeemable.
I was redeemable.
Because now
Busi,
there's
Magaba redeemable. It gives him and us the another pain. Magaipula. You understand? It must be a TikTok up and down.
Yes.
Hey.
Were you vocal about it though?
Absolutely.
And?
I mean, dude, it's not my show. It's not my show.
Yeah.
This thing has got ratings. It was my first time on such a scale. There's a lot of things that go behind it. Ratings, na tweets, that informs how we do it, you know. And it just became a space.
What a miss on their side, man. You're still in color for me. I'm sorry. I'm funuk. When I'm watching, right? Princess agrees. She's like, I'm going to complete dieting.
No, I mean,
we're just like, no, man. Like, so funny. Right?
No. I think
it's redemption. Still, it's not touching.
what I can say.
We are also caught up.
What I can say is that I executed a version of that character.
Yeah.
You know, and a version I think that.
And you were damn good, man.
Thank you so much.
You were absolutely.
Thank you.
You need your flowers. You need all your awards. You need your just everything.
God bless.
Like more blessings.
God
More. Like agwante. You know. Ish beings as it tells us our cause, man. I would call them, man. But hey, like agwande, like let there be light because you did something so important, even for the industry. That production itself, even for the industry, it really created something, you know. and yeah, I mean,
thank you, Pina.
Hats off, man.
Thank you.
Respect.
Thank you. Even all the
so
supporters
famous,
at
man.
home.
So hamba nabo khaya dlanga. Ay, son.
That is so funny. And that was.
I'd love to get him on the show. Please connect me with him.
Yeah, sure, Kaya. Luna wants to interview you, brother.
Thank you.
You guys
on the Runway podcast, on this podcast. Co-podcast, yeah. We'll visit.
Can have half of his background, yeah?
Yeah, we'll have half of his background.
Yeah, and yours here.
And mine, and then we just do this. And we both put it on our platforms. And we both get ratings.
I think that will work, bro. That will work.
Alrighty. Man, it's been an absolutely amazing time, man, getting to know you. You are so powerful. You're Bonko. I'm so grateful to, be able to get the story behind this. We're always watching people. I've mentioned it. We idolize people. And of course, we do appreciate great work, but it's beautiful to get to know the people that produce this work and like bring these productions to life. I mean, Bonkos, we didn't even talk about it. You're Woman King. You've done so well for yourself.
Thank you.
And every single character, unjalo, like you just like you embody the character. It's like for me even now, Woman King. What's that guy's name? I feel like they couldn't have cast another guy besides you.
Oh, Boma.
Like Boma, woo. It's like
yeah, that was great. Actually, Gina didn't even give me a call back. I just sent the tape, and then it was quiet for a while, and then she's like, "Nah, you got the shit, bro. We just trying to sort some other shit."
No, they were certain. They were like, "We got this guy."
Yeah, that was sweet.
That's beautiful, and the bag, I'm sure, is beautiful as well. Was it? Your Netflix.
Don't believe everything you see.
Okay. I mean, we're trying to get it from the source's mouth. I get it. We're trying to know the ins and anyway.
Mina ngipila ngesinkwa no fish.
Alrighty, guys, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. We are at the Runway Podcast across social media platforms. Please make sure that you share this episode if there's a part that resonated with you, or if there's something particularly like intriguing that you would have loved for us to probe more. Let us know in the comment section. Whatever it is, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear your feedback. It's important for us to grow as a community. And don't forget to follow Mano Media as well. This podcast is shot at Mano Media Studios, so my guys are doing an amazing job. Don't forget to like them. Hey, Bana Princess Makeup. It did my face today. sisayizama le relationship, let me be very honest.
Bangishile mina.
So that yona zange ako angithi awufuni when you make up for TV kuphela. You told us that
Walked
this
in there
production
like, you're fine.
Yeah, but it's been absolutely amazing. We're also in partnership with Opulentia. It's all your luxury diffusers, your perfumes, your candles. It's a luxury brand. We should actually plug you with it. I'll plug you with it.
Please.
Right after this. But again, we'll link everybody in the description box so that you can go ahead and follow and grow this community. But from me to you, man, see you on the next one. It's been absolutely amazing. Cheers, guys.